Hello everyone. This video is just going to be a brief overview of my work area. I'll show you what I work with when I'm at the shop, what I use. Many of you have asked for like an equipment list, see what I use, what I have. So here goes. So this is my main bench. It's an old computer desk and I built the shelf, and basically I need more room. So starting off with down here, I've got my DC power supply and my kilowatt. Power supply is an SPD330XXE, which is a Siglent. Here next you've got the Stream Deck, which is what I use for when I'm making these videos. The amplifier underneath, Fuzzy Audio, is just a small amp, also a Bluetooth player. Use it for anything that I hook up to the test bench that doesn't have its own amplifier. I use that, and then underneath that to switch between things that need that amplifier and the things that don't need that amplifier. Hiding behind the test leads there is the Variac. It's just a cheap guy, but it does quite well. I've had it for quite a few years, never had a problem with it. Then going on to my soldering stuff here. First up is my original soldering station. Is the FX950 one. Currently I have the 2032 micro pencil plugged into it. I upgraded from this to that about a year ago because I wanted the hot tweezers, which is what you're going to see next. So here's the original iron that came with the 951. This one is just your standard 2027. Still kicking. I get Hako stuff, I can't beat it. I love it. That's my baby, the FM203. I love this unit. And then of course you've got the hot tweezers, which I use quite frequently when I'm doing the surface mount stuff. This is the step up, step down transformer. Up above now you've got just a regular counter, pretty cheapy counter, works well. And then RF signal generator. I do a lot of AM FM radio work, even CB radios and stuff like that. Next door to that you have the Siglent SDM3055 digital multimeter. I bought this a few years ago. I love this benchtop. It's awesome. Love it. Couldn't live without it. And then underneath that you've got the East Tester LCR meter. I primarily use this more for sorting parts with different ranges, like tolerances. It does a really quick job of that, but it also does ESR and stuff like that. So it's good for a multitude of things. Next up we've got the Siglent SDS1202XE oscilloscope, my favorite digital oscilloscope. This was upgraded from another smaller, cheaper Siglent, which I've already sold. Down below I've got an analog scope. It's a COS 5060 Kikusui. Up here we've got the signal tracer. It's in a project box that I made for it, but the signal tracer itself, I'll put it on the description, you'll see what it is. It's just a kit. I can't remember the name of what it is. I'll put it up on the board here. Underneath that we got a Fieldtech arbitrary waveform generator. I barely use this now. I use this more. It's just an audio generator for when I'm fixing stereos and amplifiers and whatnot. Over here I got my amp scope for when I'm working on smaller things, phones, anything small, SM, surface mount stuff. And of course I got my rolls of solder up there. This is my wall of tools and adapters, audio adapters and video adapters, all that stuff. And it's also my wall of art, stuff that I get from my son and wife. Keeps me going throughout the day. Then over here got miscellaneous. It's just a pile of miscellaneous stuff, mostly parts like cord clamps, DIN connectors, RCA plugs. You can see everything that's there. And then I got glue, clamps, adapters, more screws, jumper wire, thermal grease, more jumper wire. Then I've got all kinds of LEDs, USB ports, surface mount resistors, capacitors, a lot of shrink wrap tubing. I'm very big on cleanliness and neatness to wiring, so shrink wrap tubing is my go-to for doing that, and zip ties. And then of course in here I've got all these soldering things. Over here I've got this blue ESR tester. That's what I check for faulty caps quickly. This does a nice job. It's nice and easy. I had to 3D print the stand. Quite nice. I got a battery welder there I bought for a bigger project a couple of years ago, and I keep it around. I've used it quite a few times with other fellow like people that are in the RC toy things around here. They needed some batteries fixed up and whatnot, so that's been able to get the job done for that. Over here I've got another bin of stuff. Connectors, thumb drives, thermal paste, you name it. Everything that I commonly use to repair or to hook up things is in here, and then I've also got, you know, the Atlas ESR in there. That's one of the first ESR testers I got. I still use it when I want to see the capacitance and the ESR of whatever caps I'm testing. Then I've got DC Pro checking transistors, and then another LCR meter. And then just tuck that in there. Soldering accessories, anything I need for my desoldering gun is in there. Cleaning it, changing the filter, some other things in there. Then here I have, you don't really need these, but I started off with a smaller one when I was fixing cell phones, is an ultrasonic cleaner. Again, you don't really need these, but I find that once you have them, you can't live without them. They do a good job at cleaning up a board. Like I said, I started off with a small one, but then I bought the bigger one for doing amplifier boards and so forth. Over here I've got the O1 XDM 1041 meter, another little desktop multimeter. The one on my main desk, it reaches over here, but I just don't like having wires all over the place, so I just bought this other small one just to quickly go, just to quickly check things when I have things on this bench here. And then next to that, before I had the FX951, I had this small one. Was an Amazon job. Very good iron. It works really well. It's still kicking. Again, I have it because this is my diagnostics / take apart bench, and instead of having cords run from my main bench to this bench, when I'm working on something bigger here, like an amplifier or something like that, I can just use that iron instead. And then that's my original DC power supply. I've had that for probably 6-7 years now. It's still kicking. If I go into the drawers here, I'll just show you quickly what I have here. This is my cleanup drawer, my cleaning drawer / the office supply store. And it's got all pens, Sharpies, and everything in there, calculator and whatnot. Down in here, I've got the Dremel tool. I've also got a Dymo labeling kit for labeling wires when I make them, and then a data vac PCB board holder, accessories for the data vac there. We go over here, I've got a ton of goodies too. This is my main tool testing equipment drawer, Nano VNA. I've got a flare, temperature gun, infrared, and then this is another temperature thing. DeWalt screwdriver, excellent. I love that. There's bits for that. All kinds of stuff back here. It's mainly for testing the weight of a stylus on a record player and whatnot. Battery operated FX901 soldering. So yeah, special tools section. Every time I open this drawer, my cat comes running because of the lasers. Watch this. He's not going to come. I think he's upstairs. He's not going to come around. And then in here, tons of parts. I've got caps, fuses, batteries, surface mount caps, all kinds of grab bags. This is my cheaper stuff that I have. Oh, there's a cat underneath my desk. Hi, Binkies. This is my cheaper parts drawer. More expensive parts and stuff is all down here. I've got the transistors, diodes, you know, higher end capacitors, resistors, and then in the bins over here, all kinds of parts, switches, and then I've got in the middle box there, it's all stuff for consoles, and then and the one on the left hand side, it's a lot of lamps and stuff. And of course here on the floor, that's a vacuum tube tester. It's a beast of a vacuum tube tester. I want to drag it out right now. Probably show it to you in a later video. Anything else really is over just here. Well, of course, you know the FR301. You've seen that before. In here, any parts that I get that are new or just coming in go in there until they're sorted. A selection of tapes, dummy loads, probes, cleaning stuff, oil, head cleaner, rubber renew, all in there, silicone, more tools, all kinds of stuff in there. And then down on the bottom, more Dremel bits. I got some fish paper, all kinds of goodies in there. Oh, and of course over here, I've got the Quick 861DW for doing the hot air station stuff. And then I also forgot up here my ICO 235 VTVM used for making finer measurements with some older electronic stuff, mainly radios and stuff. And of course I've got the array of monitors and speakers. Very top is my front door, so I can see when people are dropping off or picking up. And then of course my main big screen is for, you know, schematics, or of course when I'm doing this it shows that, and then on the left it's like, you know, whatever. If I need to look something up really quickly, it's right there. So that's basically it. That's my work center, my work area. Any questions or you want more information on anything, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.